Cecilia, I felt kinda bad, but I saw your pay slip. $700 a month? Are you kidding me? What a parasite! Ambrosia, you never learn from your past mistakes. Looks like it's time for you to start bullying me today. What did you say? Are you making fun of me? No, I'm not. I was just telling the truth. Unfortunately, I'm busy right now, so please leave it for later. Bye. Hey, I haven't finished talking to you yet. I told you that I'm busy, didn't I? I don't have time to deal with you, so please make it quick. You really have a nasty way of talking, don't you? Don't talk to me like that. I was just trying to educate you who has no skill of being a good wife. I'm a very kind-hearted person. Are you trying to educate me by disturbing me while I'm busy with work? Yes, indeed. So, you think it's part of your discipline to throw away my personal belongings on a regular basis? Stop kidding me. I did a cleanup for you since you are lazy. I want you to think of me as a hardworking and grateful mother-in-law. I can only say that what you did was extremely annoying. I threw away your balance ball today. You don't use it anyway, do you? What? It's just a waste of space. You haven't lost any weight, right? Oh, I see. So that's what you mean. What are you muttering to yourself? Do you understand what I'm saying? In other words, from today, instead of using a balance ball, I should be bouncing on you since you are as fat as a ball. Huh? Surely that would save space and I'd feel good too. Well, I'm fine with that. That's not what I mean. Are you crazy to come up with such a thing? You're such an incompetent wife. No matter how many times I tell you not to throw away people's things, you never learn. You are definitely more incompetent than me. I beg your pardon? Watch your language, Cecilia. That's not the language you use towards your mother-in-law. I see. Looks like you don't have enough IQ level to understand my words. I got carried away. Sorry about that. You're being rude to me since we started our conversation. I'm sorry. I should have said it nicer. Ambrosia, you shouldn't throw away other people's things. Do you understand? How was that? What a disgusting woman you are. You're such an annoying daughter-in-law. I feel sorry for my son since he has picked the wrong wife. Yeah, whatever. How can you act like that when you make only $700 a month? If you're a good wife, I think you should help out a little more financially. I think I'm much better than you who doesn't even put any money for food or utilities. At least I'm putting in both. I cooperate enough for the family finances. I'm old enough to retire, so it's fine. In your case, now is the time to make money, and you're still in your 20s. You should work more. Don't be so cruel. Oh, did I just hurt your feelings? Then I'll say more. No, that's not what I meant. I think you misunderstood me to begin with. Shut up and listen. People with modest incomes are the trash of society. They're as disgusting as scorch marks on a pot lid. Incompetent, or rather parasitic. They have no reason to exist and live. I can't believe you said that. You are too harsh, you know. I'm a very strict person when it comes to educating a useless wife like you. Do you understand? Understand what? You're so worthless. All you have to do is to be obedient to me. So you want me to be your maid? I'm glad that you finally understood that. You are incompetent, so you have no choice. I see. I won't be at peace if you say I have no choice. You were so irritating. What a silly wife. Are you done bullying me for today? Let's end this now. I've had enough. Don't end it on your own. Sorry, I should have said it nicely. Ambrosia, the fun is over, so go to your room and get some sleep. How dare you make fun of me? It really pisses me off. Anyway, I've got work to do. Don't call it a job when you're just playing with a camera and making a few bucks. You're so cocky. Don't talk to me like that. I work with pride as a photographer. It's a noble profession. Get out of that trashy job since you don't earn enough. It won't do you any good. What did you say? With what my son earns at a prestigious company, both of you should be able to live well enough. Frankly speaking, you're no better than a parasite if you can only earn a very modest income. Ambrosia, there are limits to what you can do. Cecilia, stop talking back to me. If you don't shut up, I won't treat you kindly. I won't tolerate you either if you don't behave yourself as a good wife to my son and do me a favor. You need to work harder. I have warned you. The rest is up to you now. I'll make you kneel in front of me for sure. Remember that. My name is Cecilia. I'm 27 years old and I'm a freelance photographer. I take great satisfaction and pride in my work. My husband, Kenny, is 29 years old. We met when his company asked me to take pictures for their website. We just got married 6 months ago after dating for a year. I had a good relationship with my mother-in-law, Ambrosia, at first. But as soon as she found out that I lost my parents when I was very young and grew up in a foster care after that, she turned into a scary demon. As you can see. So I tried my best to avoid her since a long time ago. But 3 months ago, Ambrosia fell in the yard and sprained her ankle. I decided to move in with her for a limited period of time to take care of her personal needs. Since the sprain has already healed, I can kick her out at any time. She has been alone since she lost her husband a few years ago. I continued to live with her since I thought that she must be lonely. However, I cannot allow her to disrespect my work. I have conveyed my anger to her, but she has not heard me at all. I had managed to put up with her up to this point. But finally, it seems that she has crossed the line. Your dirty underwear is so disgusting. What? I can see them flying out of the window. What do you mean? I'm just literally throwing your underwear out from the window one by one. Excuse me? I can't believe you did that. Please stop acting like a child. It's so fabulous to see underwear raining down on the boardwalk from the 3rd floor of an apartment building. I wonder what the passers-by will think. I'm not kidding. Please pick them up immediately. Stop bullying me. The neighbor's wife is looking at me. Looks like she was so surprised. I have to tell her that those are my daughter-in-law's dirty underwear. Ambrosia, what are you doing? If there are people around, go pick them up quickly. I don't want to. If you want to pick them up, why don't you do it yourself? I'm an hour's drive away, so I can't do that. That's too bad. You'll have it all scattered by the time you get back. They are trash. I locked the bedroom, so how did you open it? I did it with an electric saw I rented from a store nearby. You deserve that. Huh? I think you've gone too far with the way you bully me. Oh, there's a middle-aged overweight man picking at your underwear with a single-minded determination. How pathetic. Oh no, that's disgusting. Make him stop. I told you that you should do it by yourself. Why don't you just come home now? Enough is enough. Do you realize how insane you are? This is the correct way of education. It's your fault for not listening to me even though you're my son's wife. If you want me to stop, then shut up and be obedient to me. You're not supposed to do that. You've already understood who's superior to you, haven't you? From now on, don't disobey me and give me all your salary. Then I'll think about forgiving you. Huh? My son's salary is enough to live on. You must give me everything you have, okay? That's the condition for being my son's wife. I will never obey you. Then I don't want you to be here. What? I don't need a daughter-in-law who can't even make enough money and defies me. Get out of here, parasite. I think you're the one who must get out of this house. This is my son's apartment, so it's also my house. You really are a brazen woman, aren't you? It's also my house since I'm Kenny's wife. We're a married couple. I'll have my son divorce you and find him a new and more reasonable wife. It was a mistake to let him marry someone like you. You think he will obey you honestly? The best woman for a son is his mother. If he had to choose between you and me, he would take me without a second thought. It's obvious. I guess there's nothing left to talk about with you. You finally understand your situation, don't you? You should have obeyed me sooner. Yes, I've decided. Once you've decided that, please leave as soon as possible. I'll finally feel better too. Now that it's come to this, I don't intend to get into a long battle. It's so unfortunate that you're being kicked out without having even a pair of underwear. Whatever you say, I don't care what happens to you. When you leave my house, you can go to visit the guy who was collecting your underwear. Hey, Cecilia, where are you? I just finished work. I'm on my way home. What's wrong? Just come home and unlock the house. Why should I do that? I just got back from a spa trip and the house is locked. Maybe my key is broken? I don't think so. House keys don't get damaged that often. Then why can't I use it to open the house? Looks like you're not very perceptive. It's because the lock has been changed. Changed? What do you mean? Didn't you think it was strange that I gave you a free trip without warning? You've been bullying me all the time and there's no way I would treat you nicely after what you did to me. I thought that free trip was your way of saying that you're sorry for troubling me all the time. I don't feel sorry for you. I mean, why should I? I've done nothing wrong. What on earth is going on? You really are dull. It means that me and Kenny have moved out while you were enjoying the spa. That's why the real estate agent changed the lock. I did tell you to leave, but that was just you. Why has my son gone too? You said to me that the parasite who can only earn $700 a month should leave. That's right. I took a good look at the paycheck and was shocked at how little you earn. That was Kenny's paycheck. Huh? It can't be true. Don't lie to me. I won't forgive you if you make fun of my son. I put a copy of the paycheck into your travel bag. Please, check it now. What? I didn't look in here at all because I don't use that part of the bag, but... Oh no! There's a piece of paper in there. You can't just sneak something into someone's bag. That's what a thief does. Check the name on the paycheck and amount. It's my son's name, and the amount is $700. See, I didn't lie to you. Now you believe me, don't you? Tell me why. It can't be true. Kenny said that he works for a prestigious company. How can he have such a low salary? My husband quit his job right after we got married. Why? Shortly before we got married, he was transferred to a very busy department. His health was ruined because he had to do a lot of overtime work. Didn't you notice that? Come to think of it, he told me some time ago that he was transferred to a department. He said that he was exhausted. I couldn't stand to see him losing weight every time I saw him. I told him that I'll do my best to be the breadwinner of the family, so he could become a stay-at-home husband and take a good rest. I didn't care about what people would think about us. Really? My work as a photographer had taken off, and I had enough to spare. I thought I could support him somehow. But I never saw my son doing the housework. You're the one who always cooks. You cook awful food anyway. It's none of your business. Kenny said that he feels sorry if he ended up being a stay-at-home husband, so he decided to start working. I can't force him to do all the housework, so I help him with cooking. Are you saying that he does the laundry and cleaning too? Yes, that's right. My husband works from noon, so he does it in the morning. Is that so? I didn't notice it at all because he sleeps until afternoon every day. You often watch TV until midnight, eat snacks, and sleep like a baby right after that. That's why you ended up looking like a balance ball. That's not good for your health. Shut up! I don't need you to tell me what to do. So we left the house together after you declared that Kenny is incompetent. You even called him a parasite. I was wrong about that. Please, come back. What do you want me to do? The contract for that apartment has been terminated. You were the one who told us to leave, weren't you? Are you trying to bully me by changing the lock? Why would me and Kenny go to the trouble of continuing to rent the apartment after we have moved out? It's a waste of money. No way! Are you telling me that no matter how hard I try, I can't get into the house? On the contrary, if you stay there too long, the real estate agent might report you to the police for trespassing. Oh no! What should I do? Your belongings are in a rental storage room. It's unlocked, so why don't you take those and go back to your house? You can still live well enough on your own. I can't! Why not? I sold my house! I told you I was only going to live with you for a limited time, but it looks like you had no intention of leaving. You lied to me. I was planning to stick with you guys all the time and live a comfortable life. I'm too old to live alone. Is that what you were thinking? I'm glad I got out of there. Why don't you use the money from selling your house to rent an apartment? That was in a bad location, and the land was only worth a couple of $100s. I gave the house away for free because it wasn't managed properly. What am I gonna do now? I don't know. That's the price you must pay for being lazy. If I don't do something, I'll end up living in a rental storage room. How pitiful of me. Unfortunately, that won't be possible since the lease for the rental storage room will be terminated soon. That's terrible! Don't be so harsh on me! I warned you, didn't I? You didn't listen to me, so it's your own fault. I'm sorry I treated you badly, so please forgive me. Your apologies are as annoying as a littered cigarette. You've never considered my feelings, even once. I'm sorry. I'll help you with the housework and everything from now on. My husband is perfectly capable of doing the housework, so we're not going to live together with you again. Don't say that! I'm sure that Kenny will help me. Kenny said that his mother doesn't need a son whose existence is as meaningless as the scorch stuck to the lid of a pot. So he decided to cut ties with you. That's not true! It's too late to say anything now. I've been calling my son since a while ago, but I can't get through to him at all. Why? I want to talk to him directly. Kenny said that he blocked your number just now. I'm sorry for you. I can't believe this is really happening. I'll block your number too. Well then, goodbye. I'll give you some snacks I bought during the trip. They're so delicious. Please don't abandon me. By the way, the money for repairing the bedroom door, the discarded underwear, and the free trip has been collected from my mother-in-law's savings account. She must have been in such a hurry that she forgot all about the money she had hidden away. I put the remaining money inside the rental warehouse. The rest of the money was only $2. It's only enough to buy a sandwich. She was a terrible mother-in-law. After that, Ambrosia was pestering the neighbors of the apartment building to tell her about where me and my husband live now. After being told that she would be arrested by police, she ran away. She got angry and made a fuss when she tried to check our address at the city hall and was refused. She's so childish. Later then, we found out that since my mother-in-law was a housewife all her life, her monthly pension isn't enough for her to live a decent life. The apartment she rented for herself was a ramshackle building which is as small as a rental storage room. She could not afford to have extravagant meals. She spends most of her time eating vegetables. I think it is good for her since she can lose some weight with that. My husband and I moved to a distant place. Recently, my husband has taken up cooking and my share of the household chores has dropped to almost zero. I'm very happy every day when I go out to take pictures since I have my husband's home-cooked lunchbox with me.
Do you have a sink?
What's up? You're already done with work today? You're out early.
I had to go to my parents' house today.
Huh? Your parents' house? What about your job?
I left work early.
I still have a little left before I can wrap up at my work. I asked Mom to pick up Elizabeth, so if you were going to finish work early, I wish you had told me so I could have just had you pick her up.
Like I give a shit. It's your fault for not telling me beforehand.
I didn't know that you were getting off work early.
Whatever. Anyway, I told you about my sister's kid, right?
Huh? Oh, you're talking about Dan? I thought that your parents were going to look after him, considering your sister took off. Why? What's up with Dan?
Yeah, okay, so you know about him.
I know that they took him in because they divorced, because she basically said, never mind, I don't want him anymore, and left.
That made me really mad towards my sister. My parents are already pretty old, you know? And I think they're struggling pretty bad. It's raising a 3-year-old after all.
Right, I understand. I hope that they're able to find your sister soon. We don't have any clues? Did they try reaching out to her ex-husband?
I think they're trying, but they can't actually get in touch with him.
I see. But you have your own kid too. I think that your sister will come back real soon. There's no way that your sister can just leave her kid like that forever.
So about that, I feel bad for Dan. Mom seems to be really struggling too. So I've decided that we will be taking him in.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about?
I said I've decided to take him in. I just went over to their house to pick up Dan. I'll be waiting at home for you. Starting today, we're going to be living with the four of us. I'm sure you understand.
No. Hang on a second. What do you mean, I hope you'll understand? You realize that we still have Elizabeth, right? She's weak right now, too. She has to go to the hospital regularly. I work to make more money, too. You understand how tough it is with one child.
You gonna abandon Dan?
Don't get me wrong, I feel bad about Dan. But no offense, Dan can be pretty violent. I remember when he has his little rage fits. When we took Elizabeth to your parents' house one time, he hit her and injured her. You remember that, right? They're over a year different in age. I'm worried, so I don't want to just leave them together.
You're such a ruthless asshole. You're not thinking about Dan at all, are you? There is no real difference between a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. You just let him go to sleep and it's fine. They'll get along real fast. Besides, Dan seems to have taken a liking to you.
He misses his own mom. That's why he loves me, because I'm around the right age. Then he takes it out on Elizabeth. Whatever, I'm just telling you now clearly, no. I'm finishing up work now, so I'm heading home, but please do not bring Dan to our house. First, we need to talk about this with each other, face to face.
I'm almost at the house. Dan is with me right now.
Why would you do such a selfish thing? I can't do that. I cannot look after someone else's child who is a threat to my own child. Besides, I have a job that I need to do as well. It's not like I'm a live-at-home mom. I'm busy with my own job and my kid. I'm already struggling pretty badly juggling the two. There's no way I can handle another child.
What kind of devil are you?
What?
You call my own sister's child some other person's child? You need to think about how Dan feels about everything. Are you just gonna make my mom handle everything? You realize that he's 3 years old. Imagine him growing up with a 2-year-old Elizabeth. It's definitely gonna be beneficial to her too. How can you not look after 2 kids? That's literally what parents are supposed to do. You should figure it out. It's easy for you.
If you want to talk about it that passionately, you're going to be taking care of Dan yourself, right? You're not going to just leave it all up to me?
What, me?
Yes, you. It's your adorable nephew. That means that you'll be looking after him yourself, right?
Why the hell would I be looking after him? There's no chance that I will be doing that. You take care of things around the house. You're the wife. That's how things are supposed to be. Don't try to rely on me. Stop being a spoiled brat. What are you gonna do when you can't even rear a child? A kid just sleeps or eats anyway. You already do that with Elizabeth. Just adding another person isn't gonna make that big of a difference, is it?
I understand now. You've never taken care of Elizabeth. That's why you don't know how tough this is.
You think that you're gonna get away with talking to your husband like that?
I work late more often than you. I'm usually coming home later from work more than you too. But you never take care of Elizabeth at all until I go pick up Elizabeth from daycare. You're just sitting at your parents' house.
So what? That's how everything is supposed to be.
Be honest with me. You're planning on just dumping Dan on me, right?
Of course! It's better for a woman to look after the kid. Dad is a little wild. Mom and Dad are both struggling with it. The best thing right now is for you to raise him. Why don't you understand? If you don't agree with me, we're gonna get a divorce. You need to seriously rethink that horrible logic of yours. Hurry up and come home to Dad and I. Cook us both some dinner. If you can't do that for me, we're getting a divorce.
Okay.
Okay, I'm glad you understand. Stop your bitching and moaning. If you can do something about it, do something about it.
If that's what you want, then I agree to getting a divorce with you.
Huh? What are you talking about? Have you lost your mind?
No, I haven't lost my mind. That's what you were asking for a second ago. If I don't take care of Dan, then you want to get a divorce with me. I cannot accept your offer to take care of Dan like that. And let's be honest here, you just want to look good in front of your parents, right? Why do I have to sacrifice my own happiness and my child's happiness just because you want to play good boy in front of your parents?
Are you seriously asking for a divorce right now? Stop talking trash like that. Because you're all emotional right now. Just come home already. Dad and I are starving. Seriously, cut it out.
You realize that I'm the one that wants you to cut it out, right? After Elizabeth was born, you never put any money into our savings account. That's why I'm over here working tooth and nail. But you never take care of raising our child. So my parents always end up taking care of Elizabeth. That's why I came to the realization the other day. Both Elizabeth and I are perfectly fine and content living without you in our lives.
You really thought about that? You're just joking, right?
You weren't like this when we were still going out and before Elizabeth was born. I don't know what happened or what got into you, but you stopped putting money towards our savings.
I already told you why. My boss, when I was away on a business trip, told me that he never put any money into his family savings. When he continued to do that, his wife ended up becoming independent, and they were able to have a nice family household with a good balance. That's why I figured.
That you were going to copy him, right? But as a result, what happened to that boss? Remind me.
He divorced last year.
I guess you couldn't predict that, huh? Really takes rocket science to figure out where this is going.
Okay, I get it. I'll start putting money into the family savings. It's not like I didn't want to put money into the savings. Just hurry up and come home already.
I'm not going home anymore.
Huh?
I'm going to my parents' home. I have them taking care of Elizabeth right now, so it was perfect anyways. I'm just going to stay the night at their place. I'm going to have my brother pick up all of our stuff later on. I don't want to see you or Dan.
Don't be so weird. Just hurry up and get home. Dan is starting to throw a ruckus. Because he's getting hungry. What should I do?
I don't know. You're the one that agreed to take him in. How about you figure it out?
How the hell am I supposed to figure it out? I'm a man. I don't know these things.
I don't think that excuse works in this day and age. I don't think it ever actually made sense.
He's your relative too. You should take care of him soon. I'll even help out a little bit around the house from now on.
You're really talking down to me, but if we get a divorce, all my ties with Dan will be cut. We're literally not going to be relatives anymore.
Are you serious about the divorce thing? We've been doing so well up until now.
How? If anything, I've been working hard for myself and this house. I take care of Elizabeth all alone. But I had to cook crap and make bento for you. If anything, getting a divorce is much better for me. It'll make my life easier. I'll get a lot of government assistance and I can get child support from you too.
Child support? Are you gonna take my money even after we get a divorce?
It's not like you put any money into the house up until this point. I hope you work hard for Elizabeth from now on.
Okay, fine. I'll put more money into our joint family savings account. I'll help out raising the kids a little bit. So please, just come home for now. Dan is crying and he won't listen to me at all.
I'm not going home. This is all your fault. You thought that I would just fold and take care of it. It's your own fault for being irresponsible.
I'm sorry. Please save me. What do I do?
Beats me. I've asked you for your help countless times. This is what you get for ignoring me every single time. Good luck living alone from now on. Living and raising your child, too. Have fun living with your sister's child. Lucy had decided that this was a good time as any to get a divorce. After talking to her parents, her sister, and her younger brother about it, they all acted surprised as to why they didn't get a divorce up until now. Jack didn't want a divorce and even tried to hire a lawyer. He tried to fight it, but in the end, the fact that he wasn't putting away any money into the family savings account, combined with the fact that he never helped raise Elizabeth, made all the lawyers he contacted turn down his case. Because he said that he would take on Dan, he couldn't just say never mind and give him back to his parents. So he had to look after Dan while going to work. Dan would keep causing problems at daycare too. Apparently, he kept getting called out of work, which made him lose trust within his own company, but he still had to pay child support. He's been trying to keep his job, but he realized how hard Lucy's job was and deeply regrets treating her the way he did.